this is sexy. Does the
amazing.
stage rotate? And we're going to pretend it's just you and I, one of our regular conversations.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, for me, the art world is a space that I've been sort of put off by for a long time, and then had become highly intrigued. It's this sort of disconnect between the people who are creating the art and the people who are selling the art and some of the people who are buying the art. So it's like, how can I be a bridge?
I think one of the biggest issues in the art industry is the lack of transparency, right? I mean, who knows what you should pay for something and how you're supposed to educate people when galleries aren't really helping you understand it? And I think it needs shaking up.
Right now, in real time, the city of Chicago, they're auctioning off a work that Kerry James Marshall did for the public library. Commissioned it. He charged them $10,000 for the commission, right? He did it for the city of Chicago, for the public library. They're auctioning it next month, and the estimate is probably anywhere between, let's call it $15 and $25 million. He gets zero. If in the music industry, you get a royalty. Every single time that song's played, you get a royalty through perpetuity. So the fact that artists are making these works and they're selling for millions of dollars and they don't get a piece of it, to me, it's just it's just robbery. We want to give the art business the flu.
As someone in tech, I have to say at the moment, I'm a little bit embarrassed that the state of the industry is one which has basically pretty much been about short-term gain, greed, a lack of responsibility. You know, what we was trying to work out was if we were going to partner with companies going forward, who are we going to partner with that actually have values, right? Who's really good? Who's trying to do good? Who's actually taking some responsibility and having a position? There's been so much talk about being authentic, right? That's been the thing that companies have to be in, and you know, they can talk about being authentic and getting into culture and stuff. But I think, you know, millennials are seeing right through that crap, and what the focus has got to be now just is being real, right, and being vulnerable. And I think we're seeing that in the film industry, we're hearing it in the music industry, is artists being much more open and real. I think there is a really interesting new space in even a possible new economy, which is, you know, if there was a creative class, which Richard Florida defined, you know, I don't know, 20 years ago or something or other, which was this new movement of people that were going to be in the creative industry and mobilize and freelance and moving away from the service sector to the creative industry. I think with the rise of AI, I think we're going to see a new economy, a new space, which is really going to be focused on empathy, because machines are going to do the rest of it, but the piece that they can't do is empathy.
For a movement to happen, I think you need sort of allies alongside of that movement, and not just sort of, it's very hard to do it solo. The other thing is, so aside from the platform, is hits matter, right? So whether it's a hit song, whether it's a hit product, whether it's a hit poem or whatever, how can you string together a series of hits? Almost like what we've been able to do in music with albums, and what we've been able to do with music in terms of platforms, whether it be MTV or whether it be, you know, some of the social platforms and things like that. It only really happens when you can build a movement and then have a platform that movement can run on. These are our conversations, guys. You got to let in on our conversations.